I'd like to call the meeting to order. If you would stand for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, welcome everyone. Welcome everyone who's watching from home. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee DeVore.
Present.
Trustee Gatt. Trustee Kazam.
Present.
Trustee Reichert. Trustee Wigginton.
Present.
Trustee Weisenberg.
Present.
All right, good to see everyone. We do have a quorum. Next is approval of the minutes from the Board of Trustees meeting on February 6, 2024. I'd ask for a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. Are there any corrections, questions? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the minutes are approved. We'd be at comments from the audience. If there's anyone here tonight that would like to address the board, please come forward to the podium, give your name and address, and try and keep your remarks 5 minutes or less. Public comment going once, twice. You would be at old business. Any old business come before the board?
I have a quick update I can give over
Yes.
here. Last year, we were in discussion with Illinois American to put our cross connection in for emergency purposes. That was approved by the EPA last year, and it is completed today. It just got finished today. It's in. We just have to wait for it to pass 2 samples through the EPA, and it will be operational and ready for any emergency purposes. And Illinois American was a big part of making that happen. So,
Thank you.
yep.
Any other old business? Okay, let's get into new business. We have 4 items. The first is approval for use of Tower Parks for Sticks in the Park on Saturday, March 4th, 2024. Trustee DeVore, dash for a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve the use of Tower Park for Sticks in the Park. Second.
Okay, Bart, welcome.
Now, that date is May 4th, not March 4th.
It does say me.
I said May. I said the wrong thing. It's right in front of me. Thank you for correcting me.
I'm surprised I caught it. Bart Cumming, 423 East Francis, and I own investment property at 3901 North Prospect. So what can you guys want me to give you the details, or what can
tell
I?
all of us and everyone in the audience watching from home about your event.
What we would like to do is host an outdoor HERF and combine that with an adoption event up here at Tower Park. I don't think it's ever been done before. We're working with boutique cigar vendors from all over the country. You know, we're a small business and we love working with other small businesses. And anyone that smokes cigars or knows anything about them knows that the premium brands have a big stranglehold on the market, and it's tough for the little guy to grab any market share. So they're willing to come in and introduce their products at our event. And we're also going to have Art de Fumar, this gentleman, Rob, out of New York. He is close personal friends with Carlos Fuente Jr., and he does cigar band art. He just sold a pair of Opus X pumps for $3,000. But he's going to be here selling some of his artwork, and Baumgarten is going to be providing beer. And we're hoping that Black Band will also have a presence here, and then we'll also have some food trucks.
That sounds good. Before we take questions, Trustee DeVore, I'm going to go back to you. Any input on this?
I guess you really didn't touch as much on the adoption side of things, and I think I don't know if you want to touch on that a little bit.
Well, for those of you that don't know, my wife and I are big dog people. You know, Brandon knows, he's seen our vicious dogs before, but we lost one of our boxers back in November, and so this is just a way that we can honor him, and you know, we're very big into animal welfare rights, and that's the cause we champion anything that we can do to help a pet find a forever home. We'd love to do it. And we also on that side have vendors from the hopefully something like, was it Sam's Bites? Bear's Bites, I'm sorry. Yeah, Bear's Bites. But we were waiting for approval tonight before we went out. So now I've got to go home and start texting people to secure the date.
Great, thank you for clarifying.
Oh, and also, we're looking to do this event from 11 to 5. It's a one-day event. As you may know or may not know, I've got lots of experience between Duryea Days and the music festival. So liability insurance, all the applicable liquor licenses, Johnny's, Simmons Little Johnny's, we'll get with PDC for trash receptacles, cover all the bases. Hopefully, because it's a daytime event, there won't be too much of a need for electricity. But if there is, we'll bring in we'll go ahead and bring in a generator to help with that.
Questions?
Bart, as far as the event, the individual vendors like Baumgarten, Black Band, and I assume the cigar vendors as well will be in charge of IDs and things like that?
No, we will.
Okay.
Yeah, we will have a ID checking station. We'll give out wristbands, and then people can buy tickets to purchase drinks.
Okay, but still welcoming families, the idea is...
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee DeVore,
Aye.
Trustee Kazam,
Aye.
Trustee Wigginton,
Aye.
Trustee Weisenberg.
Aye. That passes. Thank you for bringing us
Hey,
this event.
thank you. While I'm up here, I got the podium. I also like to let you guys know that we have begun the process of getting our tobacco licenses, and we will be adding retail here in the next couple months. So,
Great.
yeah, finally contributing some sales tax revenue. And also, while I'm up here, I'd like to just take a second to dote on bookkeeper Stephanie Turner. She does a great job at what she does, and she makes my life as treasurer very easy. So I appreciate her, and she does a great job. Thanks.
Well, we agree, and maybe you can stay around and give the treasurer's report.
Unfortunately, I have to get home. Muscle control has to recover.
Make sure you get with Mike Bailey about your event, though, if you would.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't forget your sunglasses.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
The next item is approval for use of Tower Park for the Peoria Heights Community Band concerts on Thursdays, June 27th, August 1, and August 29th, 2024. Trustee DeVore asks for a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve the use of Tower Park for the Peoria Heights Community Band Concert.
Second?
Okay, go ahead, Trustee DeVore.
So the Peoria Heights Community Band is requesting 3 dates this year. They will be on Thursdays. It will be June 27th, August 1st, and August 29th. We've done this several years in the past, and it's not looking like they're asking for anything new this year.
Okay. Any questions? Madam Clerk?
Trustee DeVore,
Aye.
Trustee Kazam.
Aye.
Trustee Wigginton.
Aye.
Trustee Weisenberg.
Aye. All right, that passes. Next is approval of a street closure for St. Patrick's Day event on March 17th, 2024. Trustee DeVore asks for a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve the street closure for St. Patrick's Day.
Aye. Second?
Okay. Go ahead, Trustee DeVore.
Again, same thing as we've done in years past. Sullivan's is requesting for us to close down the street for their big St. Patty's Day event. You do have in your packet what their timeline is outside, and then just like where they're looking to bring foot traffic and our closures.
Questions?
Chief, remind me, we didn't have any issues last year from this event, correct?
Correct. It was not significant. We might have had one or two people we had to tell to go home. That was it. This is the same area that Sullivan's has requested be shut off for a couple years now. They always hire two officers of ours to do security, private security that stays in there. And we also have the rest of the department is either on foot or in their squad cars in that general area. Between that and Poor Brothers and Oliver's, they roam pretty well.
Okay. Any concerns? We are shutting down, it looks like, Prospect at midnight on a Saturday. So any issues there?
No, we've done this numerous times, like I said before, should not be a problem. Our third shift officers help the street department shut the road down, divert down Columbus to Marietta. It'll be fine.
Okay.
Anyone else?
I'll just add real quick that Sullivan's always does a really great job with their cleanup, and they're always right on with everything we ask of them, and it is appreciated. They do a really good job.
Thank you. Madam Clerk?
Trustee DeVore?
Aye.
Trustee Kazam? Aye. Trustee Wigginton?
Aye.
Trustee Weisenberg?
Aye. Okay, that passes. Next is approval of an MFT resolution in the amount of $202,179.58 for road salt, seal coating, spray patching, and engineering. Trustee Reichert is absent, so I would ask someone else to please make the motion.
I move to approve the MTF resolution.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Superintendent Chandler, go right ahead.
Yeah, sure. This is the yearly thing. We have to report to the state the projects that we want to fund. We have to turn them in soon enough, and then they approve them. So that's basically where we're at right now.
Okay. Any questions?
Supervisor Chandler, one question, I was asking council of this earlier. So I see the resolution in our packet. The things in the letter that Herman Associates quotes, like the estimate of maintenance cost, maintenance engineering to be performed, and the seal coat and spray patch proposals, are those just the projects that we plan on doing?
Right,
what
yeah.
are those? Okay.
Yeah.
And so what we're seeing here is the overall cost of those projects
Correct, yeah.
that those other documents reference.
Yep.
Can you give me a kind of a highlight of what we're thinking about this year?
Our spray patching is going to be scaled down a little bit because we did a bigger one last time. The salt, of course, is for the road. And then, hold on a second.
And then just overall maintenance costs?
Yeah, like spray patching, we go through before, we get that down early, so the seal coating goes over that. The spray patching just helps hold all the roads together. You got to get that done before you do the seal coating, which is the rock overlay.
Sounds good, thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Any other discussion? Madam Clerk?
Trustee DeVore?
Aye.
Trustee Kazam? Aye. Trustee Wigginton?
Aye.
Trustee Weisenberg?
Aye.
All right, that passes. Before we move on to miscellaneous, Chris, anything else under Public Works you want to report on?
No, we just had a snow event Friday, and it went very well. Luckily, it was during the day, and that's about it.
Okay. Anything under police?
No, sir.
Wayne, anything you want to report on?
A couple of selections underway now. I think one is the active transportation plan. I think regional planning is in charge of that, and Trustee Kazam sat on that selection committee. So that's one. I think they've made a selection, but of course, regional planning is in charge of that project. And then the other is there's an RFQ, request for qualifications and proposals out for zoning revisions. That's due next week. So I haven't heard anything, and that always makes me a little bit nervous because I haven't heard anything, but I know there's some interest in that, so we'll get some proposals on that. And Prospect Road. So I think there's also a selection committee active on Prospect Road, also being kind of spearheaded by regional planning, but that is our project. So once they make a selection there, we'll start negotiating with that consultant team and get that project underway. Have been also coordinating that with the Illinois Department of Transportation. There'll be an agreement with them for the use of the funding.
I do get some questions about Beck's. I know they're getting close to open. Do you have any more information?
I've tried to reach out to Beck's today, didn't find out anything, but just driving by and looks like the site is complete. Looks like to me they're just doing some cleanup things. And the signal contractor's working on signals. I think there's some temporary work going to be done before it's opened. And then once they get some of the other signal equipment, several months down the road, they'll install that as well. But I tell people very soon, so I haven't heard officially from Beck's, but I think as soon as that signal improvement is made, I think they'll pull barricades and get ready to go.
Okay. Anyone have anything to report on your committees?
One thing, Mr. Mayor, so I had been contacted by Rodney Shoup. He's one of our, I think he's captain in the volunteer fire department. They are looking to have a pass the boot event, actually 2 events in this year. The dates that they had asked for were April 13th from 8 to 2 and September 14th from 8 to 2. Now, we have in the past had said curb stop events, we limited those to 2, but we had, I believe, exempted the fire department from that count. This event would be hosted by the Volunteer Firemen's Association, which is a little bit different than the fire department. So I wanted to let the board know that, and that's the request from the Firemen's Association, and wanted to know if we could include that in the exempted, or did they need to take up one of our 2 curbside?
I'm going to have to ask the administrator of that, so if you would email he and I, we'll get you an answer. If necessary, we'll put it on the next agenda for approval.
I thought we changed it. I thought that there was 4 days that it could happen. Automatically, the fire department got 2 of those days. The other 2 days were for other organizations, but they were already granted 2 days, period, off the bat.
That's my recollection.
Yeah.
The fire department or the fire
I don't think it
associate?
mattered. I think we didn't, I don't know that we specified. I think that it was the fire, either the fire association or the fire department could pass the boot on those 2.
It was 4.
Okay.
4 total, and it was 2.
4 total, and
But
the
doesn't mean that
fire department gets 2.
All 4. So no other.
The fire department already has 2, is what you're saying?
Yeah. And then this request is for 2.
No. This is the
Madam Clerk,
dates.
do you have any shed light
So
on this?
there's I believe that Trustee DeVore is correct, but there's also additional paperwork that administration needs to fill out anyway. So the request should be passed to admin so that they can get the appropriate liability and all of their forms filled out.
Okay, so I'll pass that on to Captain Shoup. So thank you.
Okay, anyone else? All right, any miscellaneous business?
I have one thing, Mayor. Anytime a commercial building undergoes significant construction, are they required to meet ADA regulations on access?
I'm going to ask council to give a better answer.
That's a very difficult question to answer in the abstract. There are certain types of changes and modifications to a building that trigger ADA compliance. It's really hard to just say a blanket rule. Generally speaking, major modifications to an existing building do trigger ADA obligations, but there are numerous exceptions that are triggered by various, exceptions that based on circumstances. So again, generally speaking, yes, but there's a lot of exceptions.
Okay. I've got a message from a constituent regarding concerns regarding the Prospect Mall. Apparently the work that had been done on it, there doesn't appear to be wheelchair ramps or any way for someone with a physical disability to access the building. So I'll go ahead and forward this on to you, Mayor.
Yeah, I mean, we can have our inspectors take a look at that. I think, council, sometimes that's generated by the county health department, depending on the use, bathrooms, the state on bathrooms and
Right.
doorways.
Right, it's really based on their plans and, you know, what types of modifications they're making. But it sounds like something that's worth looking at.
If you'd copy Mark on that as well,
Yep,
please.
I will.
Thank you. Any other miscellaneous? Okay, we'd be back at comments from the audience. If anyone would like to address the board, please come forward. Yes, Mr. Lockhart?
Yes, sir. Do you guys happen to have a volume control along with the off and on?
We can't hear
We
anything.
can't hear you again.
Chris, that's about as high as it'll go, is it not?
It'll start feeding back like it was the other day when they were speaking at the podium.
Yeah, and I hear the HVAC.
Yeah, it's very loud.
Well,
What-
you come clear, you come through good. I just hope you're getting close enough to your mics.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I think that is part of it. We have to be more aware that we need to use the mics, and some of us speak louder than others. So thank you for bringing that to our attention, and let's just double check that. But I hear the HVAC, and I can hear everybody at that mic, but then sometimes I even have a difficult time. But
It does depend on how you address the microphone.
yeah, okay. Thank you for bringing that to our attention.
Mayor,
One other thing, tag on to what Brandon's saying, the new mall down here, there is no way for anybody that needs handicap accessibility to get up
Or
there,
the pump house, yeah.
to go into the stores. I passed around a little picture, you can see the number of steps. The ADA guidelines are clear for every inch and ride, you've got to have a foot of permit. There's no way now.
We take that seriously. We'll have council and our inspectors look into that. And you know, also, part of why we're putting a lot of money into Prospect is to make it more accessible, make the sidewalks wider, make it easier to access the sidewalks. So we'll take this. We do take it serious, and we'll get on it.
And then one last part to tag onto that, if you had to leave the other end because of a fire or an accident, there's the same number of steps. So they would need to alter their plans or do something both ends, egress and access.
Mr. Lockhart, are you referring to the pump house or Prospect Mall? Pump house,
Prospect
okay.
Mall.
Oh, Prospect Mall. Oh, Prospect Mall, okay.
And I think you guys would have a picture, I put a couple up there.
hand this down to them.
Brandon.
Brandon Scott's.
Well, in order to get the permit, wouldn't our Justin Hale have had to see these plans?
Stephanie, do you happen to know the answer? If that, they would have had to have a permit, and they would have had to show some of the work they were doing. Again, I don't know if our inspectors have been over there to inspect on a final inspection. Do you have any?
I don't believe they've done a final inspection, but I'm sure that administration will take these concerns and have the building inspectors review that, and
Okay.
they'll be able to look at the specifics along with village council to be able to review what exactly needs to be done.
I was actually, and I can inquire about this myself, the sidewalk is blocked off there, and I wonder how long it will be blocked off. Is
Well,
it-
let me just say that I had to get involved in that. Council, quite a few months ago, I got frustrated that there seemed to be little construction going on in our sidewalk. People are having to literally go into the street to get around that. So, Council, do you want to report on that?
The agreement that they reached with us was that they would move the fencing back and leave at least half of the sidewalk open. I have to admit, I haven't walked the sidewalk in a long time to know, but is the entire sidewalk obstructed or just?
I would have to look. I don't know that it is right now. Do you know?
It's partially, so I don't know if that agreement was open-ended or not, but I asked you to please, and you did reach out.
I will.
So I think you need to revisit that as well.
Yep.
Okay.
Currently, the sidewalk is open. The fence is off the sidewalk to the construction area. So the complete sidewalk is passable.
Okay, great.
Passable for someone who's in a wheelchair or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good.
There are some, I think, some exceptions for older buildings, but it's new construction. But there are some buildings that are in the village that maybe are not totally ADA compliant. maybe like such the one we're in right now. But I think there's an exception to as the age of the building as well. But I'm way over my skis on that, so I have no idea.
All right, well, we'll get an answer. We're still at comments from the audience. Anyone else? Yes, please come forward.
Bonnie Weisbrook, 1134 Euclid. I have emailed with a couple of you, and thank you for that. What are the next steps for the pump house? I don't know how things flow, so I'm just curious. Right now, I see none of the players are here, so it must not happen tonight.
No, that will be on the agenda. We are evaluating the proposals, and then we will have something formally on the agenda. I would expect, do you think we can do it by the next meeting?
It's possible we'll get ready.
But soon.
Yes.
So that will be on the agenda, who we select. And again, as I said earlier, the board could select one of the two parties submitting proposals, or they could go in another direction and decide against. But we have an executive session on the agenda tonight, but there's not going to be a need for that, so I don't expect we'll be going into executive session tonight. And if not the next meeting, the one after.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other comments? Comments from the audience going once, twice. Comments from the audience are closed. We would be at payment of the bills. Madam Clerk, or no, I'm sorry. I need a motion to pay the bills.
So moved.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to pay the bills. Are there any questions on any of the bills or discussion on the motion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee DeVore?
Aye.
Trustee Kazam?
Aye.
Trustee Wigginton?
Aye.
Trustee Weisenberg?
Aye.
All right, the motion passes, the bills are paid. We would be at the treasurer's report now.
As of the end of January, in the village-controlled accounts, there was $8,459,636.40. In the water-controlled accounts, there was $2,305,293.28.
You have heard the treasurer's report. I would ask for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to adopt the treasurer's report. Any questions on the report? Discussion on the motion?
One quick question. So we've been doing pretty well on, one income source has been interest. And we have these accounts. I'm just wondering if some of the other accounts that we have can be used to be an interest-bearing, that we can generate more interest income from? I mean,
Stephanie would like to answer that.
or are we restricted in some of this stuff?
We're restricted in some of it, but I can review that with the administrator and see what we can do to increase that.
Anything helps.
I know. I'd be happy to do that, Trustee Wigginton.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Madam Clerk?
Trustee DeVore?
Aye.
Trustee Kazam?
Aye.
Trustee Wigginton?
Aye.
Trustee Weisenberg?
Aye.
All right, that passes. The report is approved. I did schedule an executive session, but after discussing with council, there's really no need for it tonight. So unless someone would like to go into executive session, you may make the motion. Otherwise, I'll look at you, Trustee Weisenberg, and ask you to fill in for Trustee Gett. We'd be at adjournment.
I move to adjourn.
All right.
Second. Second.
Okay, all those in favor of the motion to adjourn signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, the ayes have it. Thank you all.